Guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, as usual, we have to mention several things, several situations to clarify on players, on managers, and so let's jump into it. Here we go guys, the market is coming, the news are coming, managers, players, several things here on the channel every single day. Remember to like this video, to turn on the notification bell, to be here every single day, to comment. I'm always here to try to keep you posted, and several things we have to say on players and on managers. I want to start by mentioning World Cup topics, because Carlo Ancelotti, and that's an important news, today has officially signed, after what I told you in February, a new contract with the Brazilian Federation, with the CBF, valid for this World Cup and the next one until July 2030. So Brazil are trusting Carlo Ancelotti's work. Even before this World Cup, they are renewing his contract for 4 more years until July 2030. They want Ancelotti for this and the next World Cup. So a big message sent by Brazil, also because from what I heard, Brazil had a feeling some important clubs in Europe could have tried to tempt Carlo Ancelotti after this World Cup to return to Europe and try have a new opportunity in a top club after the incredible job he did basically everywhere, from AC Milan to Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea. The career of Carlo Ancelotti is unbelievable, and so they had a feeling that some club could try to approach Carlo Ancelotti after the World Cup. Or maybe the Italian Federation, in case he wasn't staying with Brazil, as Italy don't have a coach now, after they got eliminated from the World Cup playoff. So Brazil get new contract done for Carlo Ancelotti. And also, World Cup today, the biggest news is about the French national team releasing the official squad by Didier Deschamps, and in this squad there is not Eduardo Camavinga. So Camavinga has been left out of the French World Cup. And Didier Deschamps, speaking in public, explaining his decision today, was saying that Camavinga had a difficult season, not playing so much, having difficult moments, having some injuries. And so he said, I know it's tough, but I need a structure for my list, and I couldn't call Eduardo Camavinga. It's not a good moment for Camavinga. That's the reality. It's not been a good season. Camavinga is aware of that. But my understanding remains the same as I told you 2 weeks ago. Eduardo Camavinga doesn't want to leave Real Madrid. Eduardo Camavinga is not imagining that leaving Real Madrid means going to be performances back at the best level possible. He's not connecting Real Madrid problems with his own problems. Eduardo Camavinga believes that it was an unlucky season, but Eduardo Camavinga wants to play for Real Madrid. Eduardo Camavinga loves Real Madrid, and Eduardo Camavinga wants to find his place on Real Madrid for the future. And so the intention of the player is to stay. Then, if a big proposal comes in the summer, we have to see what happens. Real Madrid could be open to discussions, but Real Madrid, I already told you this and I confirm, are not considering Camavinga a player who has to leave the club, out of the project. Not at all. If there is a big proposal, Real Madrid could be open to discussions, but the player has to be open to discussions too. And at the moment, my understanding is that Camavinga wants to fight for his place at Real Madrid, wants to try, stay at Real Madrid and be part of the Real Madrid project, also for the long term. So this is the Camavinga situation. Obviously, difficult moment, difficult season. This story with the French national team leaving him out with Didier Deschamps is obviously complicated for Cama, but he will fight to be back into the Real Madrid squad for the future. Then guys, talking about managers, players, also on a manager today, the confirmation arriving by Arne Slot directly from the manager. In press conference he said, I believe I will be the Liverpool coach next season. And so Arne Slot sends a very clear message to the press and all those involved. Arne Slot says, I really believe I will be the coach. I'm involved in conversations. I'm involved in player talks for those who want to join Liverpool. So Arne Slot is already working together with the Liverpool board on the future project. I always told you this. Liverpool never approached any other coach so far. Should anything change, I will be here and tell you. But till today, Liverpool didn't approach any other coach, not Xabi Alonso, not any other coach. And then, important to mention, Arne Slot message is very clear. I told you in the past few days, Liverpool are expected to continue with Arne Slot. There will be an end of the season review, players, board, manager, but the expectation is to continue with Arne Slot, is to give him 1 more season. So that's the feeling, that's the story. Slot is confirming. Now, obviously, Champions League football is crucial, and so for Liverpool, the next games are going to be important, but that's the direction, very clear direction, and so Arne Slot is expected to stay and continue at Liverpool. And then, guys, many questions on Barcelona stories, Barcelona links in the press these days. Let me put a little bit of order according to my information. Let me start with Robert Lewandowski. What's the situation with Lewandowski? At the moment, it's unlikely to see Lewandowski staying at Barcelona. But at the same time, my understanding is that it's not true that Lewandowski already agreed a deal with Al Hilal. I know there are some stories around. I'm sure there will be interest from Saudi, and Al Hilal is one of the best teams in Saudi, so let's see what's going to happen, because Lewandowski will have options in Saudi and MLS and not only. But it's not true that Lewandowski already agreed anything with Al Hilal, from what I understand. And also with Barcelona, at the moment it's unlikely, but we have to wait official communications, and at the moment there is still no official communication between Barca and Lewandowski. So let's see what's going to happen, because Lewandowski didn't tell Barcelona, I'm leaving, yet. So at the moment, this depends on Barca, on what Barca want to do. If tomorrow morning, in 1 week, in 2 weeks, Barcelona decide to try once again to offer a short-term contract to Lewandowski on a reduced salary, and Lewandowski decides to accept, there is still a chance he could stay at the club. Obviously, at the moment, it's unlikely, it's complicated, is seen as a complicated outcome. So at the moment, the most likely solution is for Lewandowski to go. But it's still something we need to understand, because Lewandowski at the moment has not signed with any other club and has not agreed any term with Al Hilal, according to my information. Then, many of you keep asking me on the double J for Barca, João Pedro and Julián Álvarez. For João Pedro, my understanding is that Chelsea have absolutely no intention to let João Pedro leave the club this summer. Chelsea believe that the new project that has to start this summer, 2026, the project has to start with João Pedro as a crucial part of that. So Chelsea wants João Pedro to stay. Then, I already told you, Barcelona loves João Pedro. Deco already wanted to sign João Pedro when he was at Brighton. João Pedro is a player that is super appreciated by Barcelona, that's for sure. If Barcelona could go for João Pedro for a normal price, they will do that for sure. Guaranteed. So the conversations are real, but the chances in this moment, Chelsea have absolutely no intention. Then, summer is long, if anything changes, I will let you know. But as of today, Chelsea have no plans to let João Pedro go. And obviously for Julián Álvarez it's complicated, because there are Premier League clubs, because there is Paris Saint-Germain, because Barcelona wants the player, but Atletico Madrid make it very expensive and very difficult. So the Julián Álvarez story has all the doors open. I keep telling you that sentence. All the doors open. Not only the Barcelona one, there are more doors open for Julián Álvarez, but it's the player who needs to understand what he wants to do next. And that's going to dictate his future. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, from Arne Slot to Camavinga, Carlo Ancelotti, and then Lewandowski, João Pedro, Julián Álvarez. All of these here in the comments. Like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.